Hi everyone. I have a little junk journal kit that I am going to put up in my Etsy shop. This is a junk journal. Some of you may remember from a couple of months back. I had made this journal for myself actually, and I've now decided I'm not going to use it, so I wanted to offer it to someone else. I had a lot of positive feedback when I posted pictures of it, so it will be in my Etsy shop. So it is made from the Tim Holtz Memoranda paper pad. It is, I should have measured this before, it's 4 3/4 by about 7.5. I love this size of journal. I've got a little bit of trim on the front, the spine and the back. In the front cover, they're all from the Memoranda paper pad, and then I've just layered a journaling card and a button and this really pretty pom-pom trim. And then inside there are 124 pages, and it's a variety of ledger, plain, and some craft paper, as well as some of the Tim Holtz papers from this paper pad. So let me just do a quick flip. So no stamping, it's completely plain inside. I've added some really fun magazine pages as well. So that's the first signature, second signature, bag here. I've added an envelope that I've just cut down, some music paper, some graph paper here, and I've just tied all the centers so that you can do whatever you want with it. This great ledger paper that unfortunately I don't have anymore. Was one of my favorites actually. There we go, and that's the center. How pretty is that? And then this is the fourth signature. So I should mention there are 5 signatures in this book. It lays great for writing. Here we go. And then this is the last signature. So lots of spots to add to. And that beautiful picture. And that's the back cover. So that's the journal, and then coming along with it, I'm going to be sending a bunch of papers, bunch of offcuts. So this size, there's 4 pieces, and I thought these would be great for side pockets or adding to the edges of pages. And then there's a few that are kind of this size, and I thought they would be great made into tags, or this way as a pocket possibly. And then there's a few kind of larger pieces here that you can add where you would like. So those are the extra papers that are going to go with it. I've also got just a few printables here that I thought would go well. My favorite, as always. I like to include that when I can. So there's those, and then there are a couple of coffee dyed doilies, and then a coffee dyed square doily there. And then let me do these. So I've got a bunch of different bags and envelopes to include. So this is just a sheer bag that I've coffee dyed, and I've got a couple of craft bags that are coffee dyed and a couple of plain white bags that are coffee dyed. And the sheer bag, this is from Denise's store, Tattered Dream. And then there's a pink and a green guest check. And a couple of these journaling cards that I usually use, the ones that I decoupage on and stamp notes and then add something here. And then one of Denise's library pockets, and this is coffee dyed as well. And one of her layaway tags. And one of her payroll envelopes. I love these envelopes. These are the ones that I add pockets to. And then one of Denise's CD envelopes, and again, coffee dyed. And then I was inspired by Gina at the Rebookery, she had done a tutorial on making a flip, waterfall with envelopes, and I had intended to use this in my December daily, but just never used it. And so I've set it up and decorated it for this particular book. So these are window envelopes in the front. I've just added a little bit of paper and a little bit of trim. This one has a little notch so that you can have your trim stick out of your tag there. And again, an envelope, or sorry, a window envelope. So those are the trims on that. So that will come with it as well. And then I've also got just a few trims to get you started. So the idea of this is just to kind of get you started with this journal. A little bit of pom-pom trim, a little bit of this really pretty trim. And a lot of times you've seen me kind of take one piece of this and use it as a tab on the side. So it can be used however you want. And then I just thought this was something different to add that trim. And then this is wired trim, but a lot of times I cut the wires off, and you can use it as a pocket this way, a pocket this way. You could add it for layering, so there's quite a bit of this coming. And this also coffee dyes really well so that it's not quite so bright. And then I've also going to include a piece of this fabric. And my idea was that that could be a pocket that would go on this payroll envelope. Then you'd have extras left to do tabs and what have you. So that's coming along with it. And then a few tags here. These are coffee dyed. A couple of these Rolodex cards and some shaped tags here. A few of these size. And then a few or a couple of those size, and then this shape. And this is the size that I usually stamp my notes stamp on. And then I've got one of Denise's pink price tags and one of her red sale price tags that I'm going to include as well. And then the other part of this will be just a few little bits and pieces. I'm going to send along a sample of this really pretty washi tape that really goes really beautifully with this. So I'm going to send a sample of that. And then I've got tabs. Of course, you know I love my tabs. So I've got a few in this size. I've got a few in that size. And then I've punched out some from the paper pad that will match as well. I've got a few of these little hang tags that I like to use in different shapes. This is the one I always stamp number on. You've seen me use those a lot. And then I've got a couple of Denise's round tags here that are coffee dyed. You'll get a couple of those. You will get some of these, or you will get these labels. These are cut out from 7 Gypsies paper pads, so on the back they're a different pattern, but these are labels that you can add. And then this, I think is Tsunami Rose. It just means notebook, so I thought it matched nicely, so you'll get those. And then you'll get a few buttons. You're going to get a few of these Tim Holtz clips. You'll get one of those clips and a couple of different pins. This one says ideas, and this one says, oh goodness, sorry. This one says inspire, and then you'll get a bunch of different buttons that you can use throughout. So that is this junk journal kit that will be up in my Etsy shop. That will be up later today. It's Sunday, January 7th, so that will be in my Etsy shop as soon as I get this video uploaded. So thanks for joining me, everyone. We'll see you again soon.